Good Sunday morning, everyone. Today we're going to be installing the Factor 55 Splice on our Warren VR10S winch. So come along for the ride and let's get this thing installed. Okay, you guys are going to excuse the mess. I still haven't got my garage straightened out. So what I've done is I moved myself in and out of the sun because it was just too dang hot. Okay, we have the Factor 55 Splice. We picked this up yesterday at Jeep Beach 2019. We got a video coming out. Still working on it. Still working on the lift that we put on the Jeep. The AEV 3.5-inch suspension lift was a very long process for me by myself. I had a friend help me out, Adam. Hey, kudos to you, bro. Thanks for coming and helping on the rear end. Ended up working about, I'd say probably 12, 13 hours on the front end by myself. It was a very long day. I think that's a factor in why I come down sick. But let's get on with this thing. So the Warren winch comes with this setup. Okay, not saying it's a bad setup. It's, you know, in a pinch it will get you out, but this is what, you know, this is closed loop system when it's like this. But when it's like this is an open. Well, anybody that knows anything about these clips, they break so easy. I've used these in the steel industry when I worked in there for, I don't know, probably 8-10 years. Constantly replacing these on overhead cranes. I mean, it was just an everyday thing having to replace them. So I knew it was one of the things I wanted to replace on the winch when I first got it, was to get rid of this latch and hook. It's great for an emergency if you're in a pinch. So that's the reason why I've taken it off. And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it in my recovery bag. You never know when someone may need something on the trail. If this splice fails for any reason, I will have a backup to that system, without having to buy another one of these. But I'm going to keep this in my bag. I may run across somebody on the trail that needs something to get out of a situation, and it may be helpful for them. So I'm going to keep it for, if I run across somebody, or I may need it myself. So I'm going to hang on to this. So this will set aside. This will go into the recovery bag, like I said. The way that Warren, excuse me, like I said, I was getting over a cold. The way that Warren ran their rope when they first wove it on, like I said, mine come on the drum when I bought the winch. But the way this was run with the hook, I had to cut some of the rope away. So that's as much as I lost right there. I mean, it's not a lot. Less than a foot. And then I got it back down to where I'm going to be using it and how I'm going to use it. So I watched a few videos and seen how other people do it. This is the tool to have. I think this thing was like 20 bucks. Maybe more, I don't know. I can't remember. I paid $119 for the FID, which is this, and the splice. So, what a bad price. I mean, it's well worth it. This thing comes, the Factor 55 FID comes with measurements on it from 0 to 7 inches. And then your size of rope, it will tell you how deep to bury it. 3/8 is 20 to 27. 7/16 is 22 to 32. And then 1/2-inch rope is 25 to 36. That's your burying depth that they recommend to bury your rope back into itself. So let's get started with this thing. So it has 2 holes, an in and an out, whichever way you deem fit to run it. I put black tape on the end of this, so it's going to be kind of tough to push through here because that stiffens the rope up a lot when you put tape on it. But you get a good grip on it, you can push it through here and get it back out. Yeah, there it goes. It's coming out now. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab it with my needle nose because I'm grabbing that tape. Pull it on out. So, get rid of this little piece of rope. We'll get rid of the case. So this is what we're left with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull it and we're going to say, hey, this is how much, you know, I want to bury it. We're going to give it a good length to bury. I'm not worried about measurement. I'm just going to look and say, you know, that's 24 inches there, maybe more to bury. I'm good with that. So what you do is you take your fib and you push it on your wire. Open it up and you push it on your rope wire, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna mash it down, make sure it's on there decently. I mean, for what we're doing, that's about all you need. All right, what we're gonna do is come back here as close as I can, and I'm gonna just find a spot that's gonna give me center of my rope. And what I mean by center is the equal amount of weave on both sides. Now this rope is multiple weaves, so make sure you're not running through one of the weave strands. That's going to be a big flaw if you do that, because the strands, this needle will push through one of the strands on the weave. So that's our first one. We're going to pull this down tight. Got it down tight. I'm going to skip maybe 2 weaves. So there's 1 weave, there's 2 weave. I'm going to go back through it. Some people say you can bury it from right there. Factor 55 on the videos I've seen from them recommend that you go 2 deep. Go 2 weaves for the proper strength. So there we go. That's 2. We went in and came out and then went up 2 and then went back through. So now we're to the part where we're going to bury this rope. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go probably 2 weaves and I'm going to go halfway. I don't want to come out of it this time. Now we're going to bury the rope. If you just push on it, you see how it's gathering up? And I mean, I'm using 2 fingers to shove this fit through here. It's now what I'm gonna do is, sorry about the guys on the motorcycles. I'm just gonna keep going till I feel comfortable that we've went far enough, and then I'm going to go a little bit farther. It doesn't hurt how far you take this out because it's going to pull itself back in to where it needs to be. The only thing is you don't want your tail of your rope sticking out. So you want to make sure that you're burying this thing all the way. Okay, I think we've got enough buried in there now. So we're going to pop out. And we're going to keep milking this down to make it tight. Pulling the rope through. See how the rope has pulled itself inside of there? So what we're doing now is we're getting it to where we can pull the fid off. So now the fid is out. We're going to scrunch it, hold it, and pull it right off. That's it. I mean, something as simple as this thing, guys. All right, now see the end of the rope is hanging out? So now they say is what they call milking it. You're going to start at the top and just pull this down. And as you see, the end went in. So we're going to milk this down. Going to make sure this is in there really good. Oh yeah. Went in really well. The one other thing that I done, see if I can get this thing. It keeps going away from me. Is the worn little tag. Yeah, it's just me. So I'm just gonna pull this up here. I'm still gonna have my little tab to hold on to when I'm tightening up the rope. So, and it's not gonna interfere with anything once it goes up there. So that is installed. So I'm gonna get this thing over to the Jeep and get the cable hooked up, and let's roll this thing up. Okay, so now we're going to get started putting this back in. Ooh, I think I got to re-engage. It's on free spool. Let's get this rope back in. Okay, it's on there tight now. We think it looks pretty cool. We're going to enjoy using that when we have to. I think it's easier with a closed loop system. Once you put a clevis or a D-ring, whichever you may call it, put it in here and tighten it down with your extra strap. Now you've got a closed loop system. Nothing can come loose. So that's what we want to keep. We know the worst thing we want is something coming back and flying back and hitting our vehicle or another vehicle, or God forbid someone else. So my suggestion is to everyone, try to get this. Try to make your system closed loop and maybe save someone from getting injured or ruining some equipment. Well, that's it, guys, for the Factor 55 Splice and their fast fib. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us some thumbs up, guys. If you like content like this, it's DIY stuff. It's right now we're doing stuff to our Jeep. We will be back doing woodworking and repairs around the house as always. So if you enjoy that kind of content, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more. And remember, always be safe in your shops, be safe when you're out there on the road, and when you're on the trail, stay on the trail. Peace out.